30 days because it just doesn't seem like they're going to be able to. Here, we'll start with this, and I'll be quick about it because I have like feelings about this. And look, it doesn't look like they're going to come to an agreement. The league is the one who extends it 30 days down the road. This is a crucial time for the WNBA to figure this out because if they don't, they could lose some of the momentum that they already lost, a chunk of it, once Caitlin Clark got hurt towards the end of last season. I mean, in July and June, that league was as hot as it has ever been. And hopefully that's a sign of things to come. But a work stoppage, and we've seen it with all the way back with hockey, right around 2003. We saw it with baseball in 1994. If you have a middling sport that you're trying to use your players and personalities and great play to connect with people, a work stoppage is the last thing you want. And that's not news to anybody, right? But the one thing I'll keep an eye on here as things start to intensify is that Caitlin Clark, I was reading this morning, she is not on the union's labor committee. She has made comments, but nothing. She has not gone out there with a front-facing approach and been like, hey, here's the deal. This is complete BS. Like, if we don't get this money, if we don't get these, they're looking for certain concessions. Like, they want stuff like basic stuff. They want like help with childcare. Because we're talking about women, not men. There's like interesting like nuanced pieces there, and they want revenue sharing, and they should get pieces of some of that, right? That's why they call it a negotiation, right? You're not as good. You're not what you're worth. You're what you can negotiate, and we'll see what they can negotiate. But I'm surprised, and I think it's telling about Caitlin Clark's future as a women's basketball player. And this isn't really a knock on the WNBA, but like I'm surprised she's not more front and center with this. Or maybe I'm not, because it all goes back to the most successful basketball player of all time on and off the court, Michael Jordan, right? Republicans buy sneakers too. And what we're seeing with Caitlin Clark not being like right out there, to me is a telling sign. Like if people that are Caitlin Clark's base, and I hate to say it like she's a politician, but they're like Midwest, flyover state, meat and potatoes folks, right? They don't want people complaining. I hate to say that word, but they don't take too kindly to folks that are moaning about maybe it's salary, maybe it's certain things like revenue sharing, maybe they want too much. A lot of people still feel like the WNBA has been kept afloat for years by the NBA, which I can tell you as a former employee of the NBA, that is somewhat true. This is years ago. I mean, look, most of those teams lose a lot of money. The one team this year that did a tremendous job was the Bay Area team, the Golden State Valkyries. They did amazing. Obviously, Indiana did amazing. Obviously, it's moving in the right direction, but you can't blow it right now. And if you have to maybe – I just hope these young women like kind of are aware of who they are and have some gratitude for how they got here. I do want to see them continue to move forward. They deserve more money. They deserve revenue sharing, but what they don't need is a labor stoppage. And I think that it's curious, the lack of involvement we've seen from Caitlin Clark. And I think that has a lot to do with some of her fans. I do believe if we enter the 11th hour, she'll get involved.